Greetings everybody, it is Stell from Stellwork Studio. Not going to show you my face because I'm feeling gross today. I had my COVID shot yesterday, so I'm a little fevery and stuff. Thankfully, this project is going to be for me only, so nobody else gets to eat any of my food. Today I am going to show you how I make my instant oatmeal packets that actually fill me up like all day. I eat breakfast at about 8 and I don't get hungry until about 3 in the afternoon. Just about everything that I have here that I'm working with I got from the dollar store, with the exception of chia seeds and ground flax seeds, which I got from Aldi. Trying to think if there's anything more preliminary that I need to tell you. The way that I cook this is how I cook most of my food. I have an anxiety issue with cooking, and so anything that takes a lot of steps. So I've got this nice sized bowl, and for the portion that I use, a 3-cup bowl is big enough, and then I just have a saucer or a small plate that I put on top of the bowl just to keep the heat and the steam in. So these I also bought at the dollar store. Yes, I'm a potter. No, I don't always make stuff for myself. So so these are easily available to anybody who might need them. The other thing that works is like a 3-cup Rubbermaid take-along container, or Ziploc, whatever those containers are called. Anyway, this one that I'm making is going to be a cinnamon and fruit oatmeal using apples, raisins, and cranberries. So what I do first is I have to prepare my freeze-dried apple slices. They come like that. So in order to prepare them, I just get out one of my little snack-sized Ziploc bags, and I just load it up with apple slices. I was just doing these just with my bare hand, but I was getting like sticky apple powder all over my hands and making a mess. So I load them up into the Ziploc bag, and then I'm just breaking them up into small pieces, about that size. So they do rehydrate. They rehydrate really fast, and so you do get a little bit bigger pieces. So make them just a little bit smaller than what you would want in your spoonful of oatmeal. And I don't suggest like pounding them with anything, because you'll end up with holes in your bag. But you can be pretty haphazard with your crunching. That was the other thing that I found at the dollar store. They had freeze-dried pineapple, which I got the last bag of, and I ate it all, just seeing what it was like. It was really good. So I'm going to have to wait for them to get it again. But anyway, they have freeze-dried pineapple, and they also had carrot chips. And I thought, ooh, I could make like a carrot cake version with pineapple bits and carrot bits and raisins and maybe like crunched up walnuts or something, and cinnamon and ginger. Oh, so I'm kind of excited for them to get the pineapple back in, because I want to try doing that. I've also gotten freeze-dried strawberries, and it only takes 2 freeze-dried strawberries to flavor a whole bowl full of yogurt, or a whole bowl full of oatmeal, so it's pretty great. Okay, so my serving size is a 2 serving size. And my partner Kurt, he said, well, I figured out why this keeps you full all day. You eat enough for 3 people in one sitting. But when I was a kid, my mom made us porridge. We could, glopped a big bowl in our a big portion in our bowl, and we got to work. And so that's just seemed like a normal portion to me. When you buy the ready-made, oatmeal packets that are overly salted and overly sweetened and have weird flavors in them, it takes like 3 or 4 to get a decent sized bowl. So I figured if I'm gonna be spending that much money on just oatmeal anyway, I may as well make my own, and just have it sitting there ready to use like I would the kind that you buy. Okay, so I've got my little snack size Ziploc bags, and I start with my fruit. So I'm gonna do my apples first, and here I'm gonna get out I guess I'll use my tablespoon just because it's handy. So I got my fruit, and porridge is of the purview of the 3 bears. So you got to measure your fruit by pawfuls, right? So we're going to take baby pawfuls of apples. So I want to say that's, I don't know, maybe like tablespoon and a half. Not much, because we're going to do 3 different fruits in this. Okay, so we're going to do our baby pawfuls of apple. And I'm only doing 6 just to cut down the time. You don't want to sit here with me making all of my packages until all of the ingredients are gone. I found that 2 bags of freeze-dried apple slices is perfect to complement 1 bag of dollar store ocean spray craisins. So now we're going to do a small pawful of cranberries, just for a little bit of flavor, because we know that the sweetness from those comes from sugar, so we're not gonna go nuts with that. So there's our little pawful of craisins. And these bags behave themselves better the fuller they are. Okay. Oh, the other flavor I was thinking of would be like pineapple coconut. We can find the pineapple. I don't know that I'd use like candied pineapple. There's a lot of sugar in that. Of course, we're going to be adding sugar, so I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to seal those up for now. And then we'll add our, I think I'm just going to sprinkle these in. Our small pawfuls of regular grapey raisins. And I had a hard time finding these at the dollar store. I found them over by like where the packets of like, peanuts and corn nuts and sunflower seeds and stuff were. They weren't in with the regular like food ingredients. 3, 4, 5, there is our regular raisins. Next is the salt. And if you have ever made your own oatmeal at home and you were like, oh, salt is bad for you, I'm not going to add the salt, and then you find yourself thinking, oh, it's not sweet enough, I need to add more sugar. The salt makes the sweet taste sweeter. And it also does replenish your body with, needed minerals, especially if you get full mineral salt. I got the pink Himalayan salt that they had at the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to use a 1/4 teaspoon, but I'm not going to put a full 1/4 teaspoon, just like some. So we're going to put salt in. That little bit of salt just makes it taste fuller. Now, obviously you don't have to, but I think it makes a huge difference. Okay. Salt to our bags. Okay. And obviously, if the stick to your ribs till 3 o'clock portion is far too much for you, cut it in half. It's not difficult at all to do. Alright, so we've got our salt in there. Now we're going to get our cinnamon, and we're going to do a full 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon in each one of these bags. And if you want it more cinnamony, by all means, add more. This is just like a hint of cinnamon, honestly. I could go up to 1/2 teaspoon, no problem, and it probably wouldn't be overpowering. Especially if we're using dollar store spices. I don't think they're always like top quality. So it might take a little bit more to get you the flavor that you're used to. So, but use what you got. That's what I say. Oh, I had masala chai powder in my cupboard, so I tried using that in some, and I tried it in strawberry, and that was really good. And I had some in blueberry this morning because Aldi had dried blueberries, so I made some with dried blueberries, and ooh, is that ever yummy. Okay, so we've got our fruit, salt, spices. Now we're going to do our sugar, brown sugar. If you wanted to get extra fancy, if you had like maple sugar candy, that would be like fabulous. So I'm doing 2 packed tablespoons per bag. So if you're doing a normal size portion, you would do 1 packed tablespoon. And again, this is to taste. If you want more, by golly, add more. But I would try it first before making up all of your packets. Just play around with it a little, especially if you're not kitchen phobic like I am and actually enjoy tinkering around. I used to love being in the kitchen. Made bread for my family every few days. I made yogurt. Made granola. Cooked porridge every morning. And then the panic struck. So now I eat like I'm backpacking all of the time. should have brought out my 2 tablespoon measure. Oh well. Okay. There's our 2 tablespoons of brown sugar per packet. And what can I use to clean off my spoon with? I'm out in my sewing room because it's cleanest out here. To be honest, when I do this, I usually pile everything on my bed and I sit there on my bed and do this. Because I'm a trash goblin, like you all know. Okay, so this is my secret weapon here for ultimate stick to the ribsiness. 2 tablespoons of flaxseed and 2 tablespoons of chia seed per double serving. So if you're doing normal person servings, 1 teaspoon of each. 1 and 2. And like I said, I got these from Aldi. They weren't terribly expensive, around $3 or under $3 per bag. So this is definitely optional. Or if you want, to add something else instead, maybe you like, I don't know, quinoa or something. I think you can buy instant quinoa that's like, it's already been cooked and then dehydrated. Or hemp seeds, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know what hemp seeds taste like. What do they taste like? I just thought they smelled kind of, I don't know, grassy. Like henna smells grassy. Okay. Here's my flax seeds. Chia seeds. These are my favorite. They mix in really well into the oatmeal too. I was really surprised at how well they complement. They do have, that little bit of seed crunch to them. So, if you're really squicked out by things like raspberry seeds, you might not like chia seeds, but I like them, and they're a good way to get the chia in without like chia seed pudding or putting them in smoothies. I used to drink smoothies all the time. I just got tired of them, I guess. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, and now this might actually be an ideal time. I don't know that I'm going to do this with all of them, but damn it, don't need that much air in there. To get it all kind of blended around, that makes it so that your brown sugar isn't going to be all clumpy, and you might be able to keep your apples from clumping up too if you get it all mixed in with the seeds. Okay. Now, when I started doing this, I used a full 1 cup of oats, and that was just too much. It didn't fit in my bowl that I use in the house properly. It was getting to be too full. I think it fit in my new orange bowl perfectly though. So we are going to add, again, dollar store quick oats. This bag should give me exactly 6 portions. Generally, I would go to my local grocery store that has bulk grains and stuff. They have a really good price on Quick Oats. So. Or Aldi, they also have a good price. Okay, so I'm going to do a half cup all the way across. Ooh, I hope this is going to hold everything. Now, if you're going to do normal size portion, that's where you'd stop, half cup. With your smaller portions of fruit and seasonings and seeds. Okay. I was using sandwich bags for these, and I felt like I was leaving too much unused room in them, so I'll just use snack bags. I'm really pushing it here. Snack bags will be ideal for normal size portion. So if you're gonna be like me and do the monster size I hate food portion, and by I hate food, I mean I hate preparing food. I hate stopping to eat the food. So if I can eat enough food to tide me over for a long time, I'm gonna do it. I would probably use a sandwich bag next time. Okay, now I've got a 1/4 cup, so I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup. So 3/4 cup total for the quick cooking oats. These are the ones that say that they cook in 5 minutes. There is no actual like magic trick to making instant oatmeal. You just use quick cooking oats. Okay, there. And I've got just a little bit left. So that was a 1 pound bag of oats. Gave me 6 monster I hate to stop to eat portions. And now I can hopefully seal all of these up. Oh, Stell, you're supposed to test these things out before you do this. So, when I go to use these, did I bring my spoon out here? I hope I did. Otherwise, we're going to have problems. Alright. So when I go to use these, I take my packet and I dump it in. And I give it a really good stir to make sure that everything is all blended. And while I'm doing this, I'm heating my kettle of water. If you don't have a kettle, just use a pot, like a regular pan on the stove, or your glass measuring cup in the microwave. And for the large portion, you will use a cup and 3/4 of water. So you're going to be heating that up while you're stirring all of this up. Once I get it all nicely blended, I don't want any like pockets of chia seeds. I don't want big clumps of brown sugar or all of my apples stuck together or whatever. So I've got that all nice and blended, and then I take 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter and I just plunk it right there in the middle. And then I wait for my water to boil, pour it over. I give it another really good stir to make sure that there's no lumps in there. Then I take my plate, I put it over the top, put that on top, and I take it over to my spot on the couch where I've got my light box, because I have seasonal affective disorder and also sleep issues. So I sit in front of a light box for 30 minutes every morning. So that starts when I sit down with my bowl of oatmeal set on the arm of the couch, and then I go back and I get my tea that I've made at the same time that I did my oatmeal, because I was boiling water anyway, so why not? And then I sit down and I sometimes will just do my hair or futz around on the internet, and it takes about 10 minutes for this to all get all nice and soaked in and melded together, and then all I have to do is pop that off and it's all steamy and little puddles of butter in there, and I just stir that up, and it takes me about half an hour to eat it, which doesn't bother me. It takes about half an hour for me to do the sunlight or the light box anyway, so it's a good morning routine for me. And like I said, it keeps me going until 3 in the afternoon. I am not joking. And I do have kind of a high metabolism, so I'm hoping that it'll work for you. I'm not saying that it saves a whole lot of money, but it might save you some time and some frustration, and just figured I would share what I do for my morning meal to keep me going. So thank you so much for stopping and sitting with me while I show you this. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you feel so inclined, please give me a subscribe. I really appreciate it. And hit the notification bell if you'd like to have notifications of future eclectic ramblings from me. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.